One team's trying to get back to the championship for the third year in a row. The other trying to make it back for the first time in 5 years. It's the number 1 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the number 3 Florida State Seminoles. Live, it's the Chick-Fil-A Kickoff here in Atlanta. Along with the former Ohio State quarterback Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Scott Cole. We would like to welcome you to the 2018 season. And Alabama will kick off. It'll kick it deep. It'll take a knee, and DeAndre Francois will start things, Kirk.
This is a pretty tough guy, and he's a great leader. He's going to do whatever it takes to help his team.
This team was 10-3 a year ago, but won their last 5, including one over Michigan. And they find Tate out near the first down marker.
This guy has that innate ability to get just enough distance from a defender to make a completion possible. You don't see it from every receiver, but this guy's got it.
Francois last year had 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, threw for 33-50, and this one might have got 6 inches. So it's going to bring him the first third down of the year for the Seminoles, and it's 3rd and inches. Up under center, little motion. Francois will scramble, and I don't think he got there. And they stopped him.
Nice job here by the defense of holding firm and forcing a 4th down.
Talked with Jimbo Fisher during the week, and he said how important it was for them to get off to a hot start. Well, a 3 and out isn't what Florida State was looking for here in this one. So Florida State will punt it away on 4th and inches. Won't take the chance here early. Gets the punt away. Everett at a 30-yard line. Makes a man miss, and he'll get past the 40. Well, Kurt, when you have a really young quarterback, it's so important to have a talented wide receiver like this one.
Well, it does, and it continues to help with what they're trying to do. They're trying to find matchups, and when you have one player like this that the defense has got to be aware of, they're going to spread you out, try to find the one-on-one matchup, and if you spend too much time with this one player, they've got some other weapons to make you pay for it.
And so Jalen Hurts, after the drop on first down by the tight end, last year had 23 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and threw for 2,700 yards. And here on 2nd and 10, he'll get loose, past the 50, and take it down at the 43-yard line. What a run for Jalen Hurts for 18 yards.
This guy's always had outstanding vision, but it seems he's got some incredible quickness as well once he gets into the open field.
The mobile quarterback has been the key for Alabama on offense, and it's been really their Achilles heel on defense if you look back the last 2 seasons. 1st and 10 now. Handed off to the big Bo Scarbrough, and he carries it for 5 yards. Big time back.
You know, when you have a guy that can grab 5 yards or so consistently, it sure takes some of the pressure off the passing game.
Although splitting time with Damien Harris a year ago, Scarbrough had 11 touchdowns to put in his statistical categories. And this time, he's going to get blown up in the backfield. Matthew Thomas on the stop.
Yeah, they were able to penetrate the offensive line and get to the running back before that play even had a chance.
They averaged 245 yards on the ground in 2016. Of course, that was shared a lot with Damien Harris and Hurts. And speaking of Hurts, he's going to get outside here. And he'll get up the sideline, and this time he'll rush for 21 yards. First down, Crimson Tide.
The defense needs to figure out a way to stop them, or else they're going to have no problem putting points on the board.
So now they're inside the red zone, 1st and 10. Scoreless game here in the first quarter of the Chick-Fil-A kickoff. Play action. And he finds his tight end who holds on this time.
I'm a huge fan of the play action pass in college football because the play action, it really puts a lot of pressure on a defense. The defense gets caught up and concerned about the running game, and it puts them out of position. And it makes the throwing lanes for the quarterback and the windows that he's trying to find much easier to find for a quarterback and the receivers to pick up big yards like we just saw there.
And Scarbrough will scramble down to the 2-yard line, 232 pounds. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Hurts flips it to the outside. That's Bo Scarbrough. And Scarbrough will walk in. Touchdown, Alabama.
That is great, tough football right there. getting down to the goal line and just punching it in.
It was a great drive capped off with a Bo Scarbrough run, and that offensive line doing work.
Great job up front by the offensive line. They get a good, strong push that allowed the runner to get it in there for the touchdown.
Well, Kurt, they used a little bit of Jalen Hurts' arm, a little bit of Jalen Hurts' leg in the running game. Really a balanced drive for Alabama.
I thought that was a textbook drive. I thought they did a really good job of showing balance, mixing the play calling with the run and the pass. Just an overall well-executed touchdown drive.
Well, they'll take another knee here, and Francois will have a chance to place this defense that forced them into a 3-and-out. And the difference now is they're trailing by a touchdown. This is a squad that's really missing Dalvin Cook. They had 10 returning starters on this offense last year. And this year trying to get it done. There's Akers, the freshman. And he'll rumble out for 6.
It's a well-designed play to the halfback. And it worked at least to get them a medium gain on the play.
Brings up 2nd and 4. Just coming upon 2 minutes remaining in the first. Seminoles trail by a touchdown. Read option, and Francois will get past the 40. He'll pick up 9, and more importantly, a first down for Florida State. So 1st and 10 in the shotgun. Play action again, and this time finds the big fella. Gavin across the middle for 8 yards.
Good job here by the receiver to look the ball in and ensure he had possession. That's the right way to catch a pass.
So 2 yards to go now for Florida State. Just shy of the 50. And they run the reverse. That'll pick up the first down.
I love this wide receiver. I know what he can do catching the football, but man, oh man, he's trying to get in line to say, hey, I want to carry the football. He's trying to push that starting running back out of a job.
Couldn't agree more, Kirk. 1st and 10. Francois in the gun. Looking downfield. And overthrows it terribly.
Yeah, you're right. This is an area that he's worked so hard to improve since day one. The accuracy of his throws. He's improved, but as you can see, he's upset here with himself.
So now 2nd and 10 for Florida State. Francois has time. And checks it down to his tight end. And that'll pick up 4.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to the defense here, recognizing pass and swarming to the receiver.
4 of 5 now for Francois, only 21 yards. Trailing by a touchdown here in the opening frame. Motion to the right. They're going to have trips to the left here on 3rd and 6. Francois barking out orders. And they throw the screen. He's got room. Past the 30. And pushed out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Akers goes for 22.
Perfect play call. They look like they practiced that one a few times. What is going on with this defense? I mean, don't get me wrong. The offense is doing a nice job with first downs, and they're executing well, but the defense is just letting them maintain possession and move the ball right down the field. They've got to try to change things up with their scheme. Be more aggressive, attack, do some things to change it up, take some risks.
So they're at the 21.5, split backs. Francois in the gun. 22 seconds left in the quarter. And Francois finds Gavin again.
An amazing drive of this offense. Outstanding execution. If you're the defense, you've got to do something to try to change things up to get this quarterback out of sync.
So 2nd and short now as they're in the red zone. Let's see if they get a playoff before the end of the quarter. Quickly up under center. And they'll hand it off, and the freshman will rumble to the 6.5, and that's how the first quarter will end. Well, Jalen Hurts has Alabama up 7, but what about DeAndre Francois?
Yeah, you and I had a chance to visit with not only the coaches, but the player himself, and I got a real good vibe walking out of those meetings and thinking that he's going to have a huge game. The coaches seem confident in being able to get him the football in different areas on the field. This kid has a look in his eye that I haven't seen in a long time, where he just wants to have a chance to have an impact on the game and on the outcome, and I'll be shocked if they can slow him down.
Well, they almost threw an interception there, Kurt, right in the hands of Everett, who could not pull it in.
This guy drops an interception, and what's ironic about that from going to the meetings the other day is that this guy's been telling the coaches he wants to play some wide receiver. You wonder why you're not playing wide receiver? Because you can't catch the ball as a defensive back.
Back-to-back incompletions brings up a 3rd and goal for Francois and the Seminoles. in the shotgun. Got bunched to the left. And they hand it off underneath, and Akers gets blown up. And that's going to bring up 4th and goal. They try to fool him with the draw, and it's not happening. And Florida State will have to put on the field goal team. And here's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. And Florida State gets on the board with 3.
Even though they gave up a field goal here, that defense is feeling pretty good about themselves right now. It could have just as easily been a touchdown.
And here's the kickoff for Florida State. Averett back to receive. He'll take it his own 2. And he'll be wrapped up at the 28-yard line. And that's where Jalen Hurts and team will go back to work.
I was really impressed with their last series. They came out with a focus on the passing game, and the offense got the job done. We'll see if they have the same strategy here.
Empty set here on first down for Hurts. And he'll take off again. Much of the same. He'll pick up the first down. It's a 14-yard gain for Hurts.
Some guys are dangerous no matter where they are on the field. Whether they have speed, elusiveness, great vision, whatever the case may be, you have to find ways to get the ball in their hand.
Hurts now in the gun. Looking downfield, and it's picked off. That's Pugh right in the middle of the field.
Well, that's big time. He made a great read on the quarterback and got in there for the pick.
Well, Jacob Pugh didn't have an interception a year ago, but this is a huge one here in the opener off of Hurts. And that'll put Florida State back on the field. Francois now in the gun. Quick screen pass, and this one will go nowhere.
Pretty good stand there. They weren't fooled at all by the offensive play call.
They can look at this one more time. Francois swings it outside to Tate. And Alabama defense just not having it. Fitzpatrick all over the coverage. And that's going to bring up a crucial 2nd and 13. 4 minutes to go in the half. Trailing by 4. And there's a big-time sack. Deron Payne with his first sack of the season.
But the defense is fired up, responding and reacting to that sack. Not only do they get the quarterback, but they hit him and hit him hard. I think that can really create some confidence for this defense. The next time this quarterback drops back to throw, you got to be thinking he's going to be a little bit gun-shy and concerned about the pressure that these defense is putting on him.
And so now it's 3rd and forever. Francois finds a man. Picks up 18 is Izzo. He's going to be short of the chains. It's going to be 4th and 4, and for the second time today, they're going to have to punt the ball away. So 2 big stops for Alabama, and they force. And this will go in the end zone. And that'll pull it out to the 20. Although they got a 4-point lead, Calvin Ridley has yet to even touch the football. Florida State doing a good job locking him down. And it's been the running game, especially the scrambling by Hurts. Swings it to the outside. It's picked off by Florida State. And they will take this to the house. And the Seminoles, in the way of McFadden, have a pick 6. And Florida State takes the lead.
In a close game, the outcome often comes down to one play. Maybe that pick was it, but who knows? We've still got some football to be played.
Let's go down to David Pollock on the sideline. What do you think about this Florida State defense?
Well, it's fun to watch because obviously I'm a defensive guy and I enjoy this. But when your defense is executed at that kind of level, the offense has to be precise. I mean, you got to throw it in tight windows. You got to be willing to take some chances that you normally wouldn't have. How about some trick plays, maybe? I mean, when you're losing the battle in the trenches, you got to find some way to kind of even it out. Maybe get a little bit more options, some reverses, some double passes, something to loosen up this defense. Because right now, defenses are just winning out.
Thanks, David. You can see by our graphic here that our impact player, Calvin Ridley, has yet to even touch the football.
He is such a reliable target. You throw it anywhere near him, and this guy's going to get his hands on it and make a catch.
Well, instead they go to Robert Foster, and he picks up 4 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 for Alabama, trailing for the first time this year. 2:53 left on the clock, and it's a read option, and Jalen Hurts can't get away. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. Nice job there by the Florida State defense. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. 1 for 1 today on 3rd down conversions. And they go full house and they run the option. And it's outside to Harris. And Damien Harris, with his first carry of the year, picks up the 1st down.
He knew where he had to go to get the 1st down, and he got there. Nice run.
So they move the chains, and now the ball's marked at the 46-yard line. And they're in the pistol. Motion from the tight end. Hurts, play action. And he tried to fit it into the window, and Pugh is there once again. This time just knocks it away.
I know this quarterback trusts his arm and his receivers, but he's got to know when not to throw the ball. He didn't have any room at all, and he's lucky it wasn't intercepted.
Lucky that one wasn't intercepted as well, Kirk. And all of a sudden, Jalen Hurts is having trouble making his reads. 3rd and 10. And here comes another big 3rd down conversion. They're 2 for 2 today. Hurts all alone, has time, and finds a man, and that's Judy. A 14-yard reception, and more importantly, a 1st down.
This guy is one of the most reliable receivers around. They needed a big play on 3rd down, and he got it for him.
So 2 minutes to go. And they hand it off, and Scarbrough will rumble for 8 yards. 5 carries for 17 yards and a touchdown. The Crimson Tide trailing by 3, but they're on a drive. 2nd and 2. Hurts. They're going to throw a screen pass, and Florida State had it sniffed out, but Scarbrough able to get away and pick up the 1st down.
Some nice touch on that throw. A screen can be tricky to execute because you're actually allowing the defense to come right at you as a quarterback, and that's what you want. But one missed block, and it could easily result in lost yardage.
Well, Jalen Hurts will scramble for 2, and Nick Saban will use his first timeout of the half. 2nd and 8. Clock stopped at 1:21. Hurts will take off again, and Florida State is really starting to bring the pressure.
Excellent job by the defenders. They fought off their blocks and found the ball before the play had a chance to develop.
Well, that's going to bring up a big 3rd and 12, and you can see a huge hit as Hurts went down a little funny there. He's going to find his way back to his feet here for 3rd down. They're 3 for 3 here in the game. Clock moving. Hurts throws an absolute strike, and it's Scarbrough out of the backfield for a 16-yard gain. And they're in the red zone.
And how about the poise of this quarterback to locate his receiver, pass the sticks, and get him the ball? That was a great throw.
So clock will stop while they move the chains. 1:02 to go. Alabama actually used a timeout, and they'll have 1 remaining. 3-step drop, and he forces it in there to Sims. And now they'll go hurry up. 7-yard gain. That clock is ticking away. Hurts will take off. And Pugh will tackle him from behind, but not before Jalen Hurts gets the 1st down. 58 yards now in the first half for Jalen Hurts. And he'll take off again. And this time he won't go anywhere. It's going to be another sack. The big fella's there again, his 2nd of the game. 30 seconds to go here, Kirk. And Jalen Hurts will take off and slide down. And this time it'll be at the 1-yard line, just outside the 1. 20 seconds to go. They go double tight end. And Hurts finds Sims in the back of the end zone. And it's a late score here with 12 seconds left in the half.
The wide receiver was the key here. He did a really good job of working that route to the middle of the field for the post. But before he got to the post, he kind of looked off the defender to the outside and then moved back to the middle of the field. And the quarterback recognized the big hole in the defense and made the throw for the touchdown.
16 plays, 65 yards. An absolutely old-school drive for the Crimson Tide.
I love these kind of drives. They're old school, grind it out and earn the yards and just rip the heart right out of that defense.
So now 12 seconds left in the half, and Florida State will bring it out of their own end zone. Past the 20, the 30, and brought down at the 34-yard line. Big return with 8 seconds to go in the half. And they'll go empty set, 5 wide. Francois looking downfield, has a man at the 30, the 20, one man to beat, and he'll be forced out of bounds at the 3-yard line, and that's how the first half will end. Oh, my. Well, that's how the half will end. 14-10 Alabama as Florida State was right there at the end. Take a look at it again. Francois has Tate wide open up the sideline, and he just can't outrun the Crimson Tide D. Let's go down to David Pollock on the sideline. Are you not entertained?
No, absolutely. I mean, you like to see people flying around. You like to see defenses dictating to offenses and make them play on our terms. And it's fun to watch. It's something that every great defense prides themselves on tackling. You know, you didn't see very many missed tackles in the first half that led to big plays, and try to limit those big plays. And when they do get down towards the red zone, make people kick field goals. And that's how you see dominant defenses year in and year out, and that's what we're seeing today.
Well, it was 2 turnovers by Jalen Hurts, one that went back for 6 as we take a look at the halftime stats. Florida State all passing. Alabama, a more balanced attack, actually leading in the time of possession. But those 2 turnovers we talked about.
Well, these players must have been listening pretty intently, because that's exactly what we've seen. These defenses have come out. They've controlled things early, trying to just set the tone. It's really going to be up to both of these offenses to try to make some adjustments and try to be able to come after them in some way.
Florida State fans will be thinking, what might have been with that last play of the half? They got knocked out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Take a look at both of these offenses. Pretty close in yardage, but you see the total plays by Alabama. They got the lion's share here this evening. They'll start the drive just shy of the 20, and it's read option, and there goes Jalen Hurts. And this time he'll pick up 6. This is a tough kid. He's got 68 yards now for the game and a 4-point lead, but he's turned the ball over twice. I formation. Double tight end, Ridley in motion. Slowing down the tempo, and they'll pitch it outside to Scarbrough, and Scarbrough will go nowhere. Big time stop by Pugh.
It didn't look like the quarterback even saw the linebacker hanging in that area. It pays to be in the right spot at the right time.
Boy, the senior has come to play tonight. He's got an interception, and there's another tackle for loss. So it's 3rd and 9. Hurts in the gun, and he's getting pressure, and he'll just throw this one away. And it's a 3-and-out for Alabama.
Can't ask for much more than a 3-and-out. Great job, defense.
So Alabama will have to punt it away on their first possession of the second half, and it's a good one. All the way back to the 30. And they'll take him down at the 38-yard line as LeBourne couldn't get away. And so now DeAndre Francois with a huge drive here for Florida State. 4:02 remaining in the third. Francois, and he throws it, interception, and it's picked off. And there's the first turnover caused by Alabama's Hootie Jones is there to pick it off.
Well, you know the quarterback is kicking himself for that one. He just made the wrong read.
So Hootie Jones comes up with the big INT, and now Jalen Hurts. And the Crimson Tide offense has got great field position. They'll start this drive right at the 47. And this is a busted play. And here comes Pugh in to take advantage of it.
Well, that play was sort of out of sync from the start, but you have to also recognize that the defense made a great play. They read it from the get-go.
I think out of sync is an understatement right now, Kirk. This Alabama offense has looked absolutely horrid on the last 3 plays, but they do have the lead. That pushes them back across the 50. It's 2nd and 14. And Hurts will go to the air. Nope, he's going to run. It worked in the first half, and this time he picks up 6 yards. And he's now got 70 yards for the game on 12 carries. And here comes another third down. They completed their first 5 third down conversions, but went 3 and out to start the half. Play action, and this time he's going to be sacked.
This young man didn't even have a chance to make something happen. It's tough to find your receivers when the defense is in your face like that.
So once again on third down, Florida State stands tall, and the war chant is in full effect here in Atlanta. Alabama to kick it away here on 4th and 13. Try to pin them deep. And this one will bounce his way into the end zone. And that's where the Seminoles will take over at the 20-yard line. 3:01 left to go here in the third. Noles trailing by 4. The sophomore DeAndre Francois will hand it off to Tate, and he'll go nowhere as Alabama starts to turn up the defensive intensity. And so after the gain of 0, it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Noles. Francois has time and has a man, but can't hold on. Nice play there in the secondary.
Kind of refreshing, isn't it? I mean, every single week we call games and you're seeing scores in the 30s and 40s. This is one of those low-scoring games. Which offense will get that big break? Eventually, it could be the team that wins it.
I think David Pollock's been rubbing off on you. I want to see some offense. And here is some as Florida State picks up the first down. It's the freshman, Cam Akers, who's able to move the chains. What a big third down conversion here for Florida State. So they get a new set of downs, 1st and 10, and Francois is starting to get in rhythm as McKitty grabs his first ball of the game here in the second half, and that'll move the sticks again. They go to the running game, and Akers barrels over a linebacker and picks up 7.
I like how efficient the offense looked on that play. Everybody knew their assignment, and it all came together for a nice run.
So 2nd and 3 now. That offensive line starting to do work for the Seminoles. Francois finds another man. This time it's Murray for 14 yards. And they'll move the chains again. Florida State on a drive. And here they go once again, 1st and 10, and the gun. And there is Auden Tate, and he'll pick up 9.
An amazing drive by this offense. Outstanding execution. If you're the defense, you've got to do something to try to change things up to get this quarterback out of sync.
And Francois has looked really good on this drive. It was a big third down conversion. And ever since then, they've been looking really good. Up under center now. Has all day. Throws to the end zone and has a man. And Murray puts Florida State back into the lead.
This kid is a really reliable weapon. You definitely want the football in his hands near the end zone, and he showed you why right there.
So that puts Florida State up 2. This will make it a field goal game. And the extra point is almost blocked, but it's up and it's good. And Florida State has the lead. Alabama's going to have to respond. And they have a big return. Out past the 35 to the 37-yard line. And so Jalen Hurts will have to go back to work. Hands it off to Scarbrough, and that Florida State defense is just picking up the confidence.
Yeah, you're right. The defense definitely won the battle at the line of scrimmage there.
Scarbrough able to fall forward for 3 yards, so they'll make it 2nd and 7. Florida State fans making some noise here in the Dome. Hurts going back to the air, and he has not been able to get free here in the second half. And it's another stop by Florida State. And here comes a third down. Something Alabama's not had a lot of success with here in half number 2. They go empty set. They need 8 here on third down. Hurts gets rid of it and just throws it away.
You know, sometimes the toughest throws to make for a quarterback is when he has a wide receiver wide open, and everybody in the stands is saying, throw it, and you aim the football instead of just getting back in rhythm, stepping, and throwing. And that time, he aimed the ball, and it was incomplete.
And Laybourne gets absolutely lit up by Averett. There was 16 seconds remaining in the third. The Seminoles with the ball at the 21-yard line. Francois just throws this one away.
I was really impressed with their last series. They came out with a focus on the passing game, and the offense got the job done. We'll see if they have the same strategy here.
So 2nd and 10, split backs. Francois looking downfield, and it's almost picked off. What a play by Fitzpatrick.
I really like this corner's ability to read the play. He shows very good football smarts and pretty good hands, too.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Alabama bringing the heat. They'll throw the screen. And Akers will go nowhere. And the Alabama D will stand tall and put your 4s up. We're headed to the 4th quarter here in Atlanta. Florida State winning by 3. So to start the 4th quarter, Florida State will kick it away. Averett stepping back to receive. And he'll have some room to return. And he'll move this one past the 50 to the 47-yard line. Let's take a look at our game track here, and it's really been that Florida State defense in the second half that's turned up the heat.
Love to get into the 4th quarter with the game still yet to be determined. We'll find out who's going to make a play to win this thing.
And Nick Saban not happy on the sideline, but that man right there is Jimbo Fisher in his 8th year. Took over for Bobby Bowden. And now he needs his defense to come up with a stop. And Scarbrough will lose a yard. Hoskins in there on the tackle. And this Florida State defense in the second half has been the story. Jalen Hurts was running all over him in the first half, and they made some adjustments. 2nd and 11. And Hurts, once again, nowhere to go. Another sack. This time, it's Christmas.
Before you start to blame the offensive line, really give this defense some credit. They just did a great job.
And that's going to bring up another 3rd down. They started the game 5 for 5. They've gone 0 for 3 here in the second half. Hurts has all day and finally finds Calvin Ridley for his first catch of the game, and it's a huge one.
The offense only got the first down by about a yard, but I'm sure they'll be happy with a new set of downs.
And so Ridley finally gets involved in the offense, and it's 1st and 10 from the 36. Just 4 minutes and change left in this one, and Scarbrough will run for 3 yards. 9 carries for 18 yards. Was expecting a much bigger day out of Bo Scarbrough in his junior campaign. Here's some motion. Hurts. He'll scramble and still can't get away. Maybe picked up a yard. He was unstoppable in the first half, and Florida State has slowed down their rush and spied Hurts here in the second half. 3rd and 7. And they find Judy, but it'll just be for 4 yards, and now they'll kick a field goal. A little over 3 minutes. The kick is up, and it is wide right. And that puts a smile on Florida State fans as it goes in their favor.
And there's nothing better than having a quarterback you have confidence in these kind of situations. You know he's going to make the right read. He's going to give his receivers a chance to make a play on the ball. And they're going to have a really good chance of moving the ball down the field to have a shot to win this game.
And he makes a right read there as he picks up 10 yards on the ground in the first down and keeps the clock moving. Except for that INT, Francois looked really good in this game. You knew he had a ton of talent. He talked about earlier in the broadcast about the 5-game winning streak they had to close out the 2016 campaign, including a big win over Michigan. They got a 3-point lead over Alabama here. They'll run the clock all the way down, and they'll hand it off. And Akers will pick up 5, and the freshman has had a decent day. He's had some big plays out of the backfield.
This guy's always had outstanding vision, but it seems he's got some incredible quickness as well once he gets into the open field.
2nd and 5. And if you're an Alabama fan, this is painful right now as Florida State will continue to just eat the clock. 2 minutes to go here in the 4th. It's a huge down for their defense. And they go back to Akers. And he lowers his head, and he'll be just shy of the first down. And Nick Saban will use his first timeout here in the second half. And this is a big 3rd and an inch. They go back to Akers, and he's got the first down and more.
Very well-designed play that time to give him a first down. The linemen executed their blocks nicely, and it went for a good gain.
Time running out on the Crimson Tide. 1:48 to go. 1 timeout. And Francois will hand it back off to Akers. And the freshman really starting to do work. And he picks up 10 yards, which is going to be just shy of the first down. And Alabama will use their final timeout. They need a stop here. And they won't get it. That'll move the chains, and that's a new set of downs. I tell you what, let's go down to the sideline with David Pollock. Florida State has really lived up to the hype.
Well, it's always fun to watch two teams in 2 games match up the hype. And we talk about it all week and how big this game is, and it's going to come down to players making plays. And you know, the big play is something that we continue to beat into the ground, and which one doesn't give that up? A lot of times, you know, games are lost and won by turnovers and giving it away and making that crucial mistake. You can do everything right and you can execute right, but it just takes that one misstep, that one turnover to really put you in a bad position or a bad situation.
And Florida State will kneel it out, and that'll be the game. You talked about turnovers, David Pollock. Yeah, it was the pick 6 by Florida State. It really set the tone. Let's take a look at the offensive production. We talked about just that one catch from Calvin Ridley, and that proved to be the difference as Alabama's offense could not get it done in the second half. And Jacob Pugh is your player of the game. A huge interception and a few tackles for loss.
Yeah, it's a tough loss for this team. I mean, they put so much into this game, but one thing about them is they're a team. And even though their star player had a tough game, I think they'll pick him back up and get him ready to go by next week.
Well, for Kirk, Herbstreit, and David Pollock, this has been Scott Cole. Hope you guys enjoyed this simulation between Florida State and Alabama. Hope you guys will enjoy the college football season, and you'll enjoy a lot more of these simulations here with us on Twitch, YouTube, wherever you saw it. Hope you have a great college football season. Godspeed, my friends.